Hey, good morning guys. So we're here at the shop today, picking up the flatbed. We're gonna go up to my house, pick up the Cadillac, bring it down here and get to work on it. So let's go get it. Hey guys, so we're here in the garage. Moved the boat out of the way already. So just gotta move a couple things around in here, get the truck up into position, open the door and load it up. So let's get moving on, getting this stuff out of the way. Alright, as you can see, we're in position. Took a little bit of back and forth to get it to fit. Watching in the mirrors to get it fit in the garage door and get lined up with the car. So all I got to do is just straight pull onto the truck. So we're in position now, and I'll go through how to run this truck and go over a couple safety items as far as operating a truck like this. What to watch for, and so you don't get yourself caught underneath a car or something if there's a problem. So let's get to it. We'll start loading this car up and get on the road. So I don't know how well you guys can hear me. I got the truck running right there. But yeah, this is our this is the flatbed from our family garage. I get to use it. Get to use it when I need to. I've had it for quite a number of years now. I think it's a 2007. So I've done a lot with this truck myself, moving all different sorts of stuff from cars to trucks, normal stuff like that, tractors, sea containers, sheds, moved all different kinds of stuff with this truck. So we got an easy one today getting this car loaded, so we'll start loading it up. So first things first, I backed up. Got myself centered with the car, well, as centered as I can get. A little tight with the garage door here. So I got myself pretty well close on with the car. So now we got the controls down here, and first thing we do is roll the bed back. So it lines up with this arrow. We tilt the bed. And we finish rolling it all the way back down. That was actually very good placement of the truck. I haven't run this truck in a couple months, but right underneath the car, right where I wanted it to be. So I'll show you how we hook up the cable, the winch line, and it's not a cable. You don't watch TV on it. It's actually a wire rope is the technical term. But yeah, I'll show you how to hook that up, and safe points to hook it up, and so the hooks won't fall out. And we'll get this thing on the bed. So I'm over here on the driver's side of the truck. I got to put the winch in what's called free spool. So it's this handle right here. You pull it out, and essentially it puts the winch in neutral. So now you can pull the wire rope out to get it under the car to where you need it. So now that I got that pulled, I'll get back there, we'll hook this thing up, and pull it on the bed. So I'm down here resting myself on the ground, which is the great part about being a tow truck driver. You get to lay around all the time. It's wonderful, especially on the sides of the road in the rain and the mud and the snow. It's great to just be able to lay around. But anyway, since this is an older car, it's got actually a full frame under here, full steel frame. So we got hooks right on the side here. Well, not hooks, but holes for the hooks. Right on the side here in the back. Let's see if we got enough light. Right there. I don't know if that LED's affecting it. It looks like it is on the screen, but that little hole, not the big one, but the little one behind it, perfect spot for a hook. I don't know how well that's going to come out on the screen. That might come upside down, but you get the idea. Alright, so while I lie here resting myself, you'll probably notice there's 3 hooks. Let me get this light out of here. You'll notice there's 3 hooks. Well, 3 different types of hooking attachments here. The one that most people go for is this little mini J hook here. Unfortunately, most of the time this isn't the one you want to use. In this application, it is the one we want to use, but there's also the T hook here, and then you have this little contraption that most of the time nobody uses, but it's actually the one that you should be using the most, because this is the one that has the least chance of actually coming out while you're winching a car or winching it onto the bed, or when you go to start winching it and the winch goes tight and it pops out. This is the one that you actually really do want to use, but like I said, most people don't, because it's kind of a pain to get it in. So the hole we have available here, the only thing that fits in it is the mini J hook. So that's what we're actually going to use this time. If I can get this undone here, I'm going to put it right in there, and there it goes. That one's in. I'm going to do the other side. That's how fast you can hook it up easily that way. And I'll pop the car in neutral. Ah, you thought I was going to pop it in neutral, didn't you? So, that's a mistake that a lot of people make. They hook it up, pop it in neutral, and next thing you know, well, the car's not going to go very far. I doubt it's going to roll up to the bed on its own, and it's only going to go back to the wall. So, but a lot of people do that, you know, oh, ready to go, pop it in neutral, and guess what? The winch is still in neutral, so if it starts rolling, the winch is going with it. So let's go lock that in. There we go. Back down to bed we go. Now let's tighten this up and then we'll put it in neutral. So on the controls here, the middle one here is winch. Now, since we had the winch unlocked, the proper way to do this is to run the winch until it locks back in, stop, and reverse it the other way. That way the gears inside, when they lock in, if the winch is running, there's a chance that they might not lock all the way in together. I'm shaking the camera showing with my hands that you can't see because they're under the camera anyway. But what you want to do is you want to stop and reverse the winch the other way. That way, if the gears aren't completely meshed in together, when you stop and reverse the other way, they will mesh in the rest of the way. So that's what we'll do. So first thing we'll do, move it towards, and I don't know if you heard the click, but that was it locking in. So now we're going to go the other way. And you just got to do it real quick just to get the winch moving the other way. So now we'll tighten the winch line up, and then we'll put the car in neutral and we'll be ready to pull it onto the truck. So let's tighten it up. All right, tugged on the car a little bit. Let's put it in neutral. All right. Got a little bit of battery power. Neutral. Turn the key back off as far as it'll go. You know what? Let me put this window down because I am going to have to steer off to the side a little bit. There we go. Oh man, it's like trying to steer an anchor. Now, one thing I forgot to do when I was over there, we got these wheel straps. This truck stays inside, it really doesn't go out that much. So we leave these wheel straps on because they really don't see rain or snow or anything like that too often. So I'm gonna go take that one off over there so I don't run it over. All right, let's pull this sucker on. All right, we got it on the truck. Now that it's on the truck, we get out of the sun so you're not blinded. Now that it's on the truck, one thing you never want to do around any type of machinery like this, a flatbed, anything, now that it's on the truck, as you can see, kind of half in, half out of the garage there, you never ever want to get behind a vehicle like this without it being secured onto the truck, because if you walk behind this car and something happens to that winch, you're done. There's no coming back from that. This car will run you over before you can jump out of the way. So anything from now on that I'm going to do, if I got to go to the other side, I'm walking around the front of this truck. Never walk around the back. So what I'll do is I'll put a 4-point tie down on this. We have those wheel straps that I got undone over there. So I'll put the 2 front ones on, then I'll go to the back and I'll put the 2 back ones on. Now I'll have to put 3 of them on and put the bed up and then put the 4th one on, because I won't be able to get to that back one over there with the heater and the garage door and everything in the way. But yeah, we'll get the strapping this down and do it the safe way. So let's get this thing strapped down and get on the road. Wheel straps, they go over the wheel, behind the tire. Now the one thing you want to make sure on these straps, you got this dog bone in here. I don't know what the technical name for it, but that's what I call it. You want to make sure that this strap is about halfway down the wheel all the way around. You don't want it halfway here and on, just barely on the top and the back. So you You want to make sure you're halfway down on this wheel. That way it gets a good bite on this wheel, because if you're all the way up here, that strap could easily just work its way right off while you're going down the road. So now that that's on there, make sure this back part has a little tension on it. You got to shimmy it around if you have to. Pull that tight. Lock the ratchet down and move on to the next one. Now that I have these two front ones on, you know, since apparently this is the back of the car, I got these two front ones on. Now what I'll do is I'll walk the bed forward, and then I'll do the back ones. It'll be easier to get to. Now that it has these two on, now I don't have to be as worried about it rolling off as far as lifting the bed up. I'm still not going to walk behind it. So let me roll the bed up, we'll get them back two on, and we'll be ready to go. You roll the bed forward until that arrow line's back up with the handle again. Just like that. Now see, now the front wheel is right here. Front. Why do I keep doing that? The back wheel. We're back at the front of the car on the back again. So we got the wheel right here, so now I can easily put this wheel strap on, move to the other side, strap that one down, and we'll get going. Watch me strap down the back front end of the car, or whatever that is, since I can't get it right. All right, that one's on. Strap down. All right, let's get this bed down and get it in the transport position, so we'll be ready to go. So now that we got our arrow aligned with our handle here, now we want to put the bed down. Now finish putting it forward. And what it is, that last little bit there where you got to line the arrows up, if you go forward, it locks it into the locks. There's actually locks there that hold the bed from coming up. That way if something happens, or if the load shifts or whatever, which it shouldn't shift, you should have it tied down the correct way, but things happen. If the load shifts and it didn't have those locks, something heavy on the ass end of the bed is going to pick the front of the bed right up. So what it is those locks actually hold the front of the bed from being able to come up at all. So that's why you got to roll the bed back and forth that little bit to start. Almost every flatbed, pretty much every flatbed has that, you know, that's how they lock. So, boy, now I can clean up over here. Looks a little different without the car there. It's been sitting there for way too long. All right, let's get this thing down the shop. Oh, this gets me excited, seeing this thing getting out. Gonna get to work on it. I'm just stuttering all over myself today. So, the garage, you can see, is now empty. I should get a project to work on. Oh wait, there's one over there. I should get a project to work on here anyway. That might happen soon. Another thing I want to talk to you guys about is being a tow truck driver. Now I'm not full-time, you know, I just doing it on my stuff. I used to do it full-time for our family garage, but now that I'm on doing other things, I don't have time to do that. So, but one thing I really want to talk about is a lot of tow truck drivers, they get killed on the roads from people not paying attention, talking on the phone, texting. There's actually a law, move over, slow down law. It doesn't apply to just cops and fire people and EMS. It applies a lot of times to tow truck drivers too. Now me personally, if I see anybody on the side of the road, if it's not just a car sitting there by itself with no one around it, even then, I move over into the next lane if I can, and I slow down. It's just common courtesy. You know, people seem to forget that these days sometimes. But it happens at least once a week, it seems, anymore, sometimes more often. You know, drivers getting hit, not paying attention, trucks hitting tow trucks, cars hitting tow trucks. It just, everyone's guilty of it. It happens all the time. So I'm just here to say, you know, move over, slow down, watch out for tow trucks. If you see flashing lights, I don't care if they're yellow, blue, black, green, orange, it doesn't matter. Watch out. There's a reason that they're there. They're just trying to load someone's broken down car up and get it home. So if you can, you move over. Now, you don't have to cause an accident trying to get over. If you can't get over, you can't get over. If it's rush hour, jam traffic, at least slow down and pay attention. Because you never know. That guy could be doing something on the truck, slip in the rain, fall, and now he's out in your lane and you run him over because you're not paying attention. So just asking you, slow down, move over, watch out, be careful when something's going on. Because I know a lot of people that do this for a living, and the last thing I want to do is be attending their funeral. So let's just watch out for each other. We made it. Big surprise. So we're here at the shop. Just got back, got it backed in the door here. So we're gonna unload it, and this is gonna be its home for the next couple weeks when I get down here to work on it. This is kind of the bay that gets used for a car that's gonna be sitting for a couple days or a couple weeks inside. So I'll get it off the truck, get it here, and we'll get it set up to go up on the lift and get a look at it.